The Battle of Kurukshetra, a war of gods and mortals. In the age of heroes and celestial beings, a great battle shook the very fabric of existence. A war that was more than just a clash of warriors, one where gods watched from the heavens, their blessings shaping the fate of mankind. This was the Kurukshetra war, the mighty struggle between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, recorded in the epic Mahabharata. At the heart of this tale stands Arjuna, the greatest archer the world had ever seen, and Krishna, his divine charioteer, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself. The war had been brewing for years, a bitter conflict over a throne, a kingdom, and an unyielding thirst for power. On one side stood the noble Pandavas, 5 brothers exiled and wronged, fighting for dharma, righteousness. On the other, the 100 Kauravas, led by the ruthless Duryodhana, whose arrogance knew no bounds. As dawn broke on the first day of battle, the earth trembled beneath the feet of millions of warriors. The air was thick with war cries, the clang of steel, and the chants of celestial beings who had come to witness the destruction. But amidst the chaos, Arjuna faltered. Standing at the forefront of the battlefield, he looked upon his enemies, his own kin, his teachers, his friends. How could he slay those he once revered? His hands trembled, his mind wavered, and in that moment of doubt, he turned to Krishna. And thus began the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna spoke, his voice echoing through time. He reminded Arjuna of his duty, his dharma as a warrior. Life and death, he said, were mere illusions. The soul is eternal, untouched by steel or fire. To fight for righteousness is the highest honor. Arjuna listened, his mind clearing like storm clouds, parting for the sun. And when Krishna revealed his divine form, his true cosmic self, the universe itself seemed to bow before him. Arjuna understood. He raised his bow, and the war began. For 18 days, the earth was drenched in blood. Bhishma, the great-grandsire, fell, his body pierced by 1,000 arrows, choosing his moment of death only when he willed it. Drona, the master of warfare, was slain by treachery, his heart broken before his body. Karna, the unsung hero, fought like a god, only to fall to fate's cruel hands. The battlefield saw celestial weapons unleashed, mountains shattered, rivers set ablaze. The gods themselves watched in awe. Lord Shiva, the destroyer, observed in silent approval as destruction unfolded, for this was the way of the world. Creation and annihilation, an endless cycle. On the final day, the duel between Bhima and Duryodhana shook the heavens. A battle of sheer might, ending with Duryodhana lying broken, cursing the gods, cursing fate, yet refusing to yield. When the dust settled, the war had spared none. The Pandavas had won, but at what cost? The land that once flourished now reeked of death, the echoes of the fallen whispering in the wind. Krishna, his role fulfilled, knew that this was the fate of all things. Even gods must let destiny take its course. The war had ended, but the lessons of Kurukshetra would live on, passed from generation to generation. A reminder that righteousness must always be upheld, no matter the cost. This was not just a war of men, but a war of the soul. A battle fought not just on the field, but within the hearts of those who seek the truth. And so the legend endures, as eternal as time itself.